Hello, I am romance reader and reviewer Liz Donatelli. Welcome to Reader Seeks Romance, a romance novel talk show that features entertaining interviews with authors and publishing insiders. My guest this episode is USA Today bestselling romance author JaNese Dixon. JaNese and I chatted about her contemporary romances, her work as an editor, and writing paranormal romance as Selene Drake. Then JaNese and I played her first ever game of Mad Libs. Enjoy. Hi, JaNese. Welcome to Reader Seeks Romance.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thank you for making time to be here with me today.
I appreciate it. Look, I'm always game for talking about my books and connecting with readers. So thank you for the invitation.
So tell me about Play to Win, book one in Southern Gentleman.
Sure. Play to Win, it is book one in the Southern Gentleman series. This is showcasing Kamal Montgomery, who's coming home after being away because they are taking over essentially the family business. It's transferring from their mother to the kids, and he's coming back trying to revive this business, but there's a lot of unsettled family business that's going on from a few years back when their parents remarried after being divorced for 20 years. And he meets Jada, who is, she's at the beginning, she's in a bad relationship, and she's holding on because they have a child together and trying to figure out, what do I want to do? And this is a big issue in the story. And so the two of them, through becoming friends and then growing into more, they kind of help each other see their situations from a new light. And of course, steamy times and love and drama and all the good stuff that makes it page turning.
So you're a very busy romance writer. You also recently published You Owe Me, which is an enemies to lovers standalone. What's it about?
Oh, this one, okay, we have to blame the pandemic because I was having big time issues with focusing, and I just felt like I just couldn't seem to get my oomph back. And I just said, I want to just write some stories. I want them to be standalones, and I just not tied to any particular series. And I, a lot of times with my books, just like to play with certain tropes and certain subgenres of romance to see, do I like it? In You Owe Me, it's about a man who has loved this woman since they were kids, and he's a product of having to go in a foster care system and eventually goes back to his parents. So they met when he was at a stint, staying with them as foster kids, and her older brother and him kind of stayed friends. And later on, they kind of get caught up in some stuff. He kind of has some ties with the mob. Her brother kind of has some ties in the streets. And things happen that she ends up blaming him for her brother's death. So when her sister goes missing, she goes to him to help her get her sister back. And he says, okay, I'll help you, but he wants her hand in marriage.
This sounds juicy.
It is. It is. It's juicy, and it's going to tug on your heartstrings. And I think it will also help you to figure out, where do you extend grace and let people be who they are.
You also write paranormal romance under pen name Selene Drake. Your particular niche is fairy tale retelling. Could you tell me about your writing as Selene Drake?
I didn't want to mix it up with my contemporary or my steamy romance, even though it is steamy, so it is adult retellings. But once I started thinking about that world, and I decided I want to build a whole world, so every one of the books are in this world, and it's coming from the perspective that anyone around you could have this magical ability to shift. And the story that's coming out in February it's a retelling of The Little Mermaid, and it's taking a lot of the folk mythic elements of those original stories, along with kind of what we've associated with The Little Mermaid, with the way that Disney has done. But what I wanted to do as Selene is kind of like suspend reality, but at the same time, let you know that love is love.
I have a note here that you plotted more than 50 books. Now, does that mean you worked with writer clients on plotting over 50 books?
Yes, the way that it happened, I can't really fully explain it, but it happened over time, just of reading stories and falling in love with structure and falling in love with plotting books. And I just started being able to, someone gave me an idea. I can say, oh, well, you could do this. Well, what genre do you want it in? And what subgenre? And what are some tropes that you'd like? And when it's all said and done, I can plot 20 to 30 chapters for them, given some shape of elements that will be inside of those chapters. For advanced clients, I can do character development so that you can kind of understand. And then once they receive it, they pretty much can hit the ground running. It's almost like having fun without the commitment.
So what's the most valuable lesson that you learned from plotting that many books within a given year?
It just helped me, I guess, learn the nuances of story and why they work, and hopefully to be able to give readers what they expect for that cathartic experience from reading. My first novel, which would be classified as African American romance and romantic suspense, was with a Black couple. And I did not write my first interracial couple until probably 2 years ago. My reasons for doing it are probably a little bit different than now then. It was coming out of being in corporate America and working in a law firm and realizing that a lot of women of color in those environments were marrying outside of their race. And so that gave me a different perspective. I think now, because of the cultural environment, the political environment, I think it means something different, but I don't think love changes. You have to keep having the diversity. And what I would really love is the day where we can have covers that have no model on there, and we're going to read it because it's good work and not because of the color of the character's skin, because at the end of the day, we kind of want the same things.
Right.
It was called The Price of Passion by Evelyn Palfrey. And I went into, it was this little indie bookstore in Austin, Texas, and they used to sell Black art, and they had a whole section of independent novels, and it was always like Black books and all that. And I was just searching, and the owner was like, let me show you. And the author was an Austin author, and I read it and I fell in love, and I wrote her a letter.
Did she respond?
He did. And this, of course, before even I wrote a letter, 16-year-old me wrote a letter, and she wrote me back, and she invited me to this book club meeting. And I drove across town with my book and all these older ladies. I'm 16. And I was just there. I was so excited. And she actually became, I would consider her a friend and a mentor, that we would always get together when I lived in town. And every once in a while, we still check on each other. But I finished one of her books and she'd tell me about another one. She'd tell me about Beverly Jenkins. And then it just sent me on this. I'm here.
That's the best story. Would you consider writing a friendly restaurant rivalry between Southern Soul in Southern Gentleman series and an Italian restaurant across the street named Donatelli's?
I would. So make sure you email that to me. And if you see it, because this series has the siblings aren't coming till later, so I have time to add in Donatelli's. Look, let's do it.
This is the Kama Sutra edition. As every Mad Libber knows, you use a pencil. That way you can erase and then redo it. The story is about sexual positions. It's called What's Your Position? Okay. So, the first thing I need from you, I'll start easy, is a number.
4.
Okay, 4. I need 3 nouns from you. And they're singular nouns.
Singular noun.
So I need 4. Now keep in mind, this is about sexual positions.
Oh my gosh. Bed. Office.
Office. Okay.
Park.
Now I need 3 plural body parts.
Breasts.
Breasts. Okay, that works.
Because I have to say elbows.
Elbows. Okay.
And bum.
You mean like butt?
But mm-hmm.
You want me to
I want you to say it as bum because I like when people say it like
okay,
that.
part of okay. And now I need 1 singular body part.
Belly button.
Oh, okay. 5 adjectives.
Large.
Okay.
Tasty. Tingly.
Tingly. Okay.
Itty bitty.
Itty.
Because you got to say it like that. It's going to sound funny. Delicious.
1 adverb.
Gently.
Deadly.
Gently.
Gently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1 verb.
This is going to sound so crazy. Okay. A verb. If you give me a verb. Thrust.
Ah, okay.
So bad.
And now I need just 1 more word. It's a verb with an ing ending.
Banging.
Here are more positions to drive you and your bed large. Okay. The lower union. Now, this is supposed to be a name of a sex position. The lower union. The woman bends her knees and places her breasts on the man's chest. This one is guaranteed to make you thrust. Okay. The rest of the warrior. That's the name of this position. The rest of the warrior. Perfect for long, slow banging after a round of wild and tasty lovemaking. The woman lies on her back at a 4-degree angle to the man with her elbows over his side. This puts him in a tingly position to use his hands to play with her belly button. So belly button play might be something you want to work into a future novel.
I want to survive.
Okay, the morning star is another position. The morning star. Pull up an office and take a seat. The man sits on a park with the woman on top facing away. So that's physically impossible. The position of the tongs. I don't know. The position of the tongs. The woman lays on her back and places her bums around the man like tongs. Put a couple of itty-bitty pillows under the woman to gently enjoy this delicious position.
I don't think anyone would sign up for any of those positions, but it does sound very creative.
Thank you for playing. And you said that this is the first time you've ever played Mad Libs?
Yes, I've never. I'm thinking, where in the world did she get this book? I've never played it before.
Thank you so much, JaNese, for your time in talking about your work and your life as a romance reader and writer. You've been awesome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the invitation. It makes you nervous, but it also lets you know as a writer that people are seeing your work and you put a lot of time into it. And hopefully you just get new readers that want to dive in and get a good family romance with the good steamy parts. And you walk away, I think, with little nuggets of something else that you'll carry for a long time.